Welcome to the Zabaleen community, known also as the Garbage City, on the outskirts of Cairo, Egypt. The people who live here collect and process by hand 9,000 pounds of trash every day from all over Cairo.
Zabaleen means the garbage people, but the funny thing is that they don't believe there's such thing as garbage. So they believe that they are the recyclers. They moved in from the countryside when they were displaced by agro-industry, and they realized that if they couldn't do their farming on their land, they could farm the city.
اجيب مثلا المره دي ودي وبكمل بقيه الشارع الصبح وناخد بعدين وبنمشي.
ايه نوع الزباله اللي بتجيبها؟
الزباله كلها مش ملهاش نوع اي حاجه. كل يوم بقى على كده. بس لحد احنا اجازتنا ما بنطلعش. بنجيب عماير يا مؤاخذه بنشطب الزباله وبننزلها تحت، في بوابين بتنزلها بنجيبها يعني وبحطها على الازق وبجمعها في حته واحده وبعد كده بحملها على العربيه.
The Zabaleen are not just the city's trash collectors. Over the years, the community has developed an extensive recycling operation that results in 85% of the waste collected being recycled. This is remarkable when compared to a typical European city, which only recycles about 32% of their waste. However, this comes at a price. The Zabaleen recycling process is dangerous, as children are often asked to sort through glass shards and dirty diapers to find pig feed, and the air quality in the neighborhood is abominable. Despite this, there is a prominent sense of pride among the Zabaleen, as they do not consider themselves mere garbage collectors. The dominating self-identification within the community is one of entrepreneurship and thrifty environmentalism, and there is little embarrassment about living amongst trash.
This changed in 2004, when President Hosni Mubarak contracted several multinational corporations to collect Cairo's trash, displacing the Zabaleen's embedded role in the city. The new system was extremely inefficient, and the Zabaleen still ended up collecting most of the garbage, but for a quarter of the money they earned before Mubarak's directive.
Besides hiring multinational companies, the city government further crippled the Zabaleen livelihood in its response to the swine flu epidemic in 2009. Although the World Health Organization stressed that the disease was not actually transferred through pigs, the Egyptian government impulsively ordered the mass slaughter of all the country's pigs, amounting to 30,000 animals in total. A major component of the Zabaleen's recycling efforts was sorting out organic waste to feed to the pigs, which they later ate themselves. So, when all of the city's pigs were wiped out, there was little incentive for the Zabaleen to continue collecting waste, and Cairo's streets soon filled with trash.
As Christians in a country dominated by a Muslim majority, the Zabaleen live on its fringes. Now they worry that the government is going to take away their way of life. Muslims are forbidden from eating pork. Butchers like Metwali Al-Fashi are also impacted.
We will get lost. We will beg. We will be homeless. We have children who are educated. How can we educate them now? Where do we get the money for the schools now?
Facing criticism, the government later claimed the measures were a plan to help the Zabaleen move into more sanitary conditions. But the Zabaleen contend it's just an excuse to get pork out of Egypt and to ultimately take their land away from them.
In her book, Mohawk Interruptus, Audra Simpson writes, political recognition is, in its simplest terms, to be seen by another as one wants to be seen. Yet this regard is not merely for the sanctity of the self. It is to appear politically in formal and official forms, to have rights that protect you from harm, that provide you access to resources, or that protect certain resources. This is where the Zabaleen situation gets complicated. For decades, the Zabaleen community has existed almost entirely out of the control of the city government. They resolve their own disputes without law enforcement, and often the housing settlements are informal and illegal. Recognition as the city's official waste collectors would also inherently mean recognition as part of the city, which might subject them to taxes and labor laws. Much of the recycling work is dangerous, and so a strong tension between personal sovereignty and public health will come into play if the community is formally recognized.
As Cairo's streets became flooded with garbage, international attention to the crucial work of the Zabaleen has increased. The city government is realizing that its attempt to revolutionize the city's waste management system was a mistake. In 2009, an award-winning PBS documentary called Garbage Dreams was released, following 3 teenage Zabaleen boys who struggle with the tension between family tradition and globalization. The success of the film led to the creation of a recycling video game on the PBS website.
In Can the Mosquito Speak?, Timothy Mitchell discusses how non-human actors can sometimes be major actors in how society functions and operates. For decades, garbage has been a dominant non-human actor in both the community of the Zabaleen and the entire city of Cairo. For the Zabaleen, garbage defines their livelihoods, cultural history, and sense of self. For the rest of Cairo, the Zabaleen are the embodiment of their garbage lifestyles, and they are often viewed as waste themselves. And to the government of Cairo, garbage and the Zabaleen are the very things that prevent Cairo from becoming a world-class city with a world-class waste management system. Without garbage, the Zabaleen would have no leverage against the government and no income, yet it is the same garbage that prevents them from receiving recognition from the government and society at large.